It was the story that had everything: a villain, a victim, and a viral video that ignited a firestorm of digital outrage. The internet had found its new Karen, a woman at a Phillies game who aggressively demanded a home run ball that a father had just given to his 10-year-old son on his birthday. The battle lines were drawn, the mob was mobilized, and the public thirsted for justice. But just as the digital witch hunt reached its fever pitch, the story took a turn so unexpected it stunned the internet into silence. The victim spoke out, but it wasn't a cry for vengeance. It was a plea for mercy. In a move that no one saw coming, the father at the center of the storm, the man who had been harassed and whose son's special day had been tainted, made a surprising statement directed at the online mob. Leave her alone. In a world that thrives on public shaming, the man who had every right to be angry chose grace, turning a simple story of ballpark selfishness into a profound and unsettling lesson about the nature of outrage itself. Before the incident, Drew Feltwell was just a dad, a Phillies fan from New Jersey living in Florida. He had planned a perfect birthday celebration for his son, Lincoln, a trip to see their favorite team play the Miami Marlins. It was a picture of suburban normalcy, a father-son tradition steeped in the simple joys of overpriced hot dogs, the crack of the bat, and the shared hope of catching a foul ball. Lincoln wore his baseball glove, ready for the moment. Feltwell was there to make a memory, to give his son a day he would never forget. Their world was one of family, love, and baseball, a quiet, private existence a million miles away from the venomous glare of viral infamy. They walked into the stadium that evening as anonymous fans, completely unaware that their lives were about to become the epicenter of a national debate about entitlement and mob justice. The spark that lit the fuse came in the top of the fourth inning. Phillies center fielder Harrison Bader launched a home run into the left field stands. The ball bounced around near where the Feltwell family was sitting. In a moment of pure fatherly instinct, Drew Feltwell scrambled, located the ball, and triumphantly returned to his son. He was, for a fleeting second, super dad. He placed the souvenir into Lincoln's glove and gave him a hug. The perfect birthday gift had been secured, but the perfect moment was shattered almost instantly. A woman in a Phillies jersey appeared, her face a mask of fury. She jabbed a finger, her voice rising as she got very, very, very close. She screamed in his ear, "That's my ball!" The confrontation was sudden, aggressive, and deeply uncomfortable. Feltwell was at a fork in the road. As he later explained, he could either do something I was probably going to regret, or be dad and show him how to de-escalate the situation. He chose to be a dad. He took the ball from his son's glove and handed it to the woman, just to make her go away. The shocking truth, the story's true climax. For Drew Feltwell, it became a story about grace. The chain reaction of destruction that Feltwell tried to halt was already well underway. The viral outrage had morphed into a full-blown digital witch hunt. Armchair detectives, working with grainy footage, began naming and shaming potential suspects. The mob's fury was so intense and so indiscriminate that several innocent women were misidentified and harassed. One woman, Cheryl Richardson Wagner, had to publicly declare, "I'm not the crazy Philly mom, and I'm a Red Sox fan." Rumors spread that one of the wrongly accused had been fired from her teaching job, forcing a New Jersey school district to issue a formal denial. It was a classic case of trial by internet, where the verdict is delivered first and the evidence is sorted out later, if at all. The very people who believed they were fighting for justice for a little boy were causing real harm to innocent strangers, a cruel irony that was not lost on the boy's father. Feltwell's attempts to control the narrative were a masterclass in quiet dignity. From the moment the confrontation began, his goal was de-escalation. He gave up the ball not because he believed the woman was right, but because he wanted to shield his son from a stressful and potentially volatile situation. "I just wanted her to go away," he explained simply. When the internet took over the fight, he stepped in again, not to pile on, but to plead for calm. He could have ridden the wave of public sympathy, become the face of righteous indignation. Instead, he chose the high road. His statements to the press were measured and thoughtful, consistently steering the conversation away from revenge and toward compassion. He controlled the narrative by refusing to be the vengeful victim everyone expected him to be. In the aftermath, the story found a resolution that was as complex as Feltwell's response. The Phillies Karen remains anonymous, her identity protected, in part, by the very man she wronged. While a trading card company offered her $5,000 for the ball if she would autograph it with an apology, she has not publicly surfaced to accept. She has faded back.